Hello, folks. Danoby2 here. Thank you for joining me once again. Not on a midnight run. We are doing an evening run. We're doing an emergency, unscheduled evening run because I am a little bit irked. I really am. There's been several drops from Hot Toys, and I got triggered. It takes a lot to trigger me. I rather just be left alone. I rather just do gaming after after a long stressful day. It really takes a lot to really push me over the edge here. And I got my good friend Anthony from Six Scale Mafia, who's going to join me. I'm going to try not to go hard ranting tonight, but I'm going to warn you, it's probably going to feel that way. Anthony, say hello to the folks.
Hello there, everyone. Sorry, I was drinking your milkshake, as it were, right? Yeah, man, it's crazy stuff, right? It's crazy stuff.
Anthony brought the milkshake.
If you have a milkshake.
See, my my thing is, I didn't mind when Hot Toys, when they were drinking the other collectors' milkshakes, right? It didn't bother me. I was like, they're drinking their milkshake. The fuck do I care? They're not drinking my. Now Hot Toys has that long ass straw into my milkshake now.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It's always great until it happens to you.
Until it happens.
Right.
Until it happens. Take a look here. Look, folks. Before I bring on the photos here, because we're going to be talking about 3 major drops. First one's going to be Captain America. But before we get to Captain America, let's see who decided to join us on this wonderful little evening run here. All right, 10:30. The clock starts at 10:30. Bob Dylan checking in from Jordan. 8:30 a.m. Hello, all. Insane one. Thank you. Geodesic Polyhedron. Gotta love an evening run, of course. I know you're on the other side of the world, right? Geodesic. Eric Heinke. Hot Toys are wallets. I'm telling you. Boy, you're going to be clutching hard. You're going to be clutching extremely hard. Martin K, good evening. That's right. Hello. 6:30. Andre, I know it's not a midnight run, closer to your time around 10:30 in the morning. So thank you. 6:30 a.m. United Kingdom here. Emergency briefing. It is. It really is. That's exactly what it is. Braden, 3:30 from Sydney, Australia. Thank you, sir. Oilers Workshop. Yes, I need to release more figures. Pedro. Hello, everybody. What do we got here? Let's fast forward here. Hello, Pablo Menez. Hello, Riley showing up here. 10:30 in Los Angeles. What's up, guys? Very interesting releases. Let's get to the talking. Oh, we are. What do we have here? Gold Coast, Australia. Oh, Leighton Richards. How's it going, gents? Checking in from Gold Coast, Australia. Thank you. Thank you so much. Femme Fatale Fett. Good evening, everyone. Checking in from Orlando. That's right, 131. Wow, we got some Orlando folks here. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Christian Detour Collections. Hey, Danoby, Mafia. Greetings from South Korea. 2:30 p.m. Thank you, sir. Oh, we got that. We got that. They are coming out, Anthony. Boy, they're coming out. They want to see what we think. Hot Toys in 2020 is completely different from the Hot Toys I knew back in 2014. And then some. And then some. This is not the Hot Toys I grew up with. This Hot Toys has evolved like a Pokemon. This is like the next evolution. What do we have here? Gilberto Castaneda. Hello, Danoby. Sure, why not? I'll take that. Salt Lake City, Utah. Thank you, sir. Dr. Julius Strange Pork, Muppets fan. You almost made some points there. 1:31 a.m. Toronto, Canada. Just got to get home from Motley Crue and Def Leppard concert. Those they're still performing, Anthony?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
From where? From Shady Acres? Man. Where are they performing
from?
You
know. Always, man. Well, I think everybody from the 80s are now kind of in their late 50s, mid 60s. Hey, man, I should be so lucky when I get that age if I could still rock out.
So what, like the concert starts at what, 6:30 p.m. and then wraps up by 9:30 so they can get back in bed? Is that what?
In some cases, yeah. Some, yeah. Shit, my mom just saw Journey.
Oh wow.
They're in Vegas.
All right.
last week.
UK, UK Sith checking in from Manchester. Thank you. Absolute Irwin, 130 from the Philippines. Sup Danoby and Mafia. Thank you so much. Ready your breakfast and eat hearty. This is about to be a great panel. Well, we're gonna do our best. I think we're gonna do our darnest here. I just ordered Endgame cap, kind of like this one more. New York 130. Rerum Trade in the 27th. Geeking out. Nate, the myth, the legend too. Howie is after wallets. Howie is after your soul at this point. F the wallets.
No, he's after your milkshake, bro.
He wants your milkshake. He wants your milkshake, and as you're tied down like hog style, he's there sipping. He's standing over your body as you're tied on the floor in the fetal position. He's drinking your milkshake, and he's wearing like old school Fruit of the Looms, like those 80s with like baggy, nothing else, with his two side chicks in the back, just giggling in the background. That's
he's
what
gotta
I
have a
see
cigar too.
From a cigar from the 87th penthouse floor overlooking Hong Kong Bay. That's what goes through my head. Drink your milkshake. Look, I'm pissed. Anthony, you got to go first. Look, let's start off with, because I'm really, really, really triggered. Look, we got Captain America. Let's just do a little quick, and we'll start with Cap. But we got Cap just announced. We got Silver Centurion, Stormtrooper, chrome-plated, pewter style, holiday, Hallmark edition Stormtrooper here. God damn it! Now they're going crazy, and the trigger effect, the Mark 46. Why did we need this? I'm wired. I'm really just annoyed.
So what are we getting to Cap first? We getting to Cap first?
Save
the juicy one for later, or
what? Let's start with Avengers Endgame Captain America. I'm gonna let you go first, because I'm probably gonna go on.
We're gonna play good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, I mean, tell me what you think about this. Well, first of all, did you ever own the original stealth suit from?
I did not get the stealth suit.
Okay.
I did not. There was a time, like I said, my first hot toy was Captain America First Avenger and Red Skull. So as it was going, I was like, do I need to get another cap? Right. And I waited. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I had First Avenger cap, and then my next Captain America, believe it or not, fast forward quite a while, was the concept art black suit Captain America. Because I like that. I was like, ooh, that looks good. And he's got like good traps. His body looked better. I was like, ooh, okay. Yeah. I still, to this day, think that one's better than Endgame Cap, but that's just my opinion. And then that was it. And then I did get Endgame Cap. So I skipped on these because I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to get a ton of every Marvel hero. I just didn't. So even though I thought they were cool, it's cool that you get an opportunity to get this.
Yeah.
There are some people, and we've talked about this before. I guess that goes with actually the Iron Man 2 as well, I guess. But like, there were people who maybe this came out when they were 16, 15 years old. Fast forward.
Yeah, well, let me see. So stealth suit, this was from Captain America 2, right? This was
yes,
this was the Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah, it's from Winter Soldier, and then he did wear it briefly at the beginning of Endgame.
Yes, and this is where we're getting the Avengers Endgame.
Right, that's how we're getting that brand.
The Brandon. When did Winter Soldier? When was it released in? It was 2014, wasn't it?
Okay, so Captain America was 2011.
Yeah.
So 13, 14.
Anybody? Can we get a fact checker in the audience here so I can post it?
Yeah, we need a fact checker. I think it was like 14, 15, but
I was in my head, I'm thinking 2014. This was the start of Hot Toys taking the Captain America suits and really giving it that Iron Man flavor spin, where every year or every time we were expecting a Captain America film, we were going to get a different flavor. And at this point in time, I was happily in love with Marvel. I'll confess, it was the world. Like, Marvel was perfect. Marvel was it gave me comfort. It was like pure happiness at the time where I was collecting crappy Marvel Legends. The Marvel Legends at the time were just a atrocious joke. They've gotten better now, but at the time they were just like buying a Marvel Legends, seeing, you know, this figure at the time just blew me away, and I was just completely in love. First one, Samuel Shen, April the 4th, 2014. So let me ask you something. I think I have my own answer. Does this feel like a reissue to you or a Captain America 2.0?
Well, shit, it's a 2.0. It's a 2.0.
There you go. It's an absolute, it is a 100% 2.0.
Yeah. You can't, well, one, because you remember, right? Like if this was, let's say we move the Hot Toys exclusive logo away for a second, just scoot it over to the side, and then you got your Captain America banner going down, then you'd have that red, smaller banner right next to it that says reissue, right? Like we saw with the War Machine Mark 1. The one of the new Iron Mans that just came out again last year, was it the Mark 5 reissue? The Mark reissue? Like
that was a legitimate Hot Toys. Like, look, guys, we're, you know, as they're sipping on the milkshake, it's a reissue, you know, so sue us. It's a reissue, you know. So this is a 2.0. You know,
well, and he comes with the Infinity Gauntlet, so it's
and he comes with the Infinity Gauntlet. So this one here, I was like, why did we need this? But look, they made some technological strides with Captain America, and we got a taste of that with the 2012 Captain America from Endgame. And I'll put the camera on here. So I have here. Let me remove this here. This is camera 3 right here. So this is my stealth suit right here, and I think the biggest difference that I can see from the 2.0, which you got it right, it's a 100% 2.0 reissue, improved technology, is that in the photos that we see from this particular version, the Hot Toys exclusive, is that it's incorporated in the brand new body, which is right here. This is the new body.
Yeah, and it already looks better too.
More built, beefier, muscular. It's more articulated. So it's a 2.0. The fabric is going to bend, and it's going to have more articulation. The head sculpt is improved. I would not deem it a reissue, and I think we're gonna, you know, throughout the week we may hear the word reissue. I would argue with anybody that it is not a reissue. It is a 100% 2.0.
100% not. Yeah, it's not a reissue.
It's not a reissue.
Clearly.
So
people get confused sometimes with those words. You know, like reissue is like General Grievous.
Yes.
They did nothing. The base still says 2017. They don't care. They just put it in a box and they sell it again. That's a reissue.
That being said, though, because I ended up getting the Captain America 2012 right here, really discounted at a really good deal, I got to witness the R&D, the value from the 2012 Captain America, the newest one, to the original one. In fact, I think that was like my 4th Hot Toys back in 2012 that I had pre-ordered and so forth, which I was happy. I had no issues with this guy. This is an original 2012 Avengers. No, I'm still he still gets treated as the rest of the kids right here. But the fact that I was able to pick up this guy right here, the 2012, and experiencing myself the brand new head sculpt, the suit and so forth and everything, it's like, wow, there's value here. There's a lot. They're really giving you the extra cheddar.
Colors even.
Exactly. You're right. Even the colors are completely different.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
It's a little more screen accurate.
Yeah. Lowered it down here. So that I don't mind if Hot Toys wants to do 2.0s. I will always promote. I will always encourage 2.0s, especially if it's within a 10-year mark. Even at 2014, even when this figure goes on pre-order, we're probably not even going to get it till next year, 2023, and so forth. So it's close to the 10-year mark. And it doesn't bother me that if you were a young adult, 15 or 16 when the original film was released, that you're now given an opportunity to buy the stealth suit with improved R&D technology, the fabric. I mean, you can just put in the actual photos on here. This situation here, I mean the way the legs bend, the head sculpt.
Well, yeah, I'm sure the articulation is going to be
better. It's
much
going to be
improved.
And then the other thing too, which I don't like about the 2.0s, is that every 2.0 that's been released so far is taller. It's just slightly half an inch
GX19 is taller.
Uh-huh.
Which is the Dark Knight Batman, right?
Yeah.
And now we've got Bucky.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier, Falcon Winter Soldier. He's taller.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. So there's gonna be, see, this, it doesn't bother me. Well, I guess my biggest question is, this is probably going to be about a year out, if I'm going to be buying it. And most likely, yes, if I get the right price and the right deal. The same way I got my 2012 Cap with free ship, no tax, give me 20, 30, 40 bucks. It's easy for me. I get tempted, I'll flip over, I'll end up buying it, especially now that I have the experience in seeing the value of a 2012 Captain America right here. I was like, wow, this is like, I love this guy. And I love the price I paid for it. I paid for it below retail. Free shipping, a trusted source. I don't want to say the Hong Kong retailer, but I can promise you it was not TW. But because I was able to get this super fast in under 2 weeks. So it was not them. But you're right, Anthony. Just putting you can see the color difference, just the screen accuracy and everything. It's on there. And
I don't have either of these. So this is the perfect example, because you have both there, like the noticeable difference.
A big noticeable difference. Even the shield, even the original shield, it peeled. It flaked off.
Yeah, my first Avenger Cap shield just disintegrated just by being held. Like I never dropped it or anything. You know what I mean? It just the air just blow on it.
Yeah,
and chips would come off. You're like, what the hell?
And I think as veteran collectors, that's just, I think, something that we've just come to learn. If you're buying a Hot Toys figure that's 10 years or older, you know that there's an assumed amount of risk involved. Even if every seller is going to tell you all the imperfections, you're still gonna go in knowing that there's going to be some minor defects, and that's going to be okay. If anything, the minor defects might even give it character, just that uniqueness to it. Because I know you've shared a couple photos with on Aliens. You've been going down Hot Toys memory lane. You've been scoring some good deals.
Yeah, but you have to be careful though.
Yeah,
I scrutinize people before I even. It's not like you see in the buy sell trade groups where people are selling IG-11 or Mando or something. Like, okay, you can trust that, right? For the most part, you don't have to really, But with some of the older stuff, no, I'm like, yo, give me some pictures, give me a bunch of pictures. Let me look at this diff. What's the condition? And then haggle, because, well, and I told you, because, everybody's buying like Marvel and Star Wars stuff. Nobody's buying old shit. They're just not. So people are just sitting on them. I'm like, would you rather an offer, or would you rather this sit for another 7 days and then relist your auction?
No.
So I take advantage where I can. True.
Now, again, because the brand new norm is $300. This is probably going to, I don't have the Hong Kong. I didn't do the math on it, but it's probably going to be if anything, I can probably guesstimate it's going to be similar in price to the 2012 Captain America, which was $267.
I'm going to say $320.
After when you add shipping and tax, it's probably going to break $300. And again, $300 is the new norm. So then you'll in an already saturated, crowded Hot Toys market, you're going to ask yourself, do you want stealth suit? Did you miss the opportunity? I mean, it is improved. It's brand new technology. The shield, the burnt gauntlet, that he's carrying on it. I'll confess, it's very, very attractive to me. I'm like, I love collecting all the Iron Mans, and I love collecting all the Caps. I can probably say I'm going to be buying this. Will I be day one pre-ordering it? Absolutely not. Nope. I'm going to wait for the best deal, because I know it's going to sit for a hot minute. It just is. It does say Hot Toys exclusive, so I may
They
have to
all do.
reevaluate. Yeah, I may have to reevaluate on how the pre-order algorithm is going to work on this. Is Hot Toys going to do a 16-day? I don't know.
Can we talk about that for a second? Because
we can.
I don't think this is, you know, and I've heard some people say earlier, like, the Summer Showcase is over.
Yeah.
This isn't Summer Showcase anymore, right? So we've had 9, I think. We've had 9 figures now announced that are all exclusives. So is this now, but it's Hot Toys exclusive, which, you know, sometimes it'll say Sideshow exclusive in the States, but overseas it would say Hot Toys exclusive, right? So I don't know. Like, are they trying to? Because I mean, I'll bet you anything. The exclusive is the Gauntlet, right? The exclusive is the battle damage chest for RoboCop. You know, the exclusive.
I don't think this Gauntlet will be the exclusive.
I mean, why? He doesn't. It's.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to the Sideshow exclusives, it's typically a prop or an additional accessory that requires little to no R&D. That, my friend, is a brand new Gauntlet I've never ever seen. That's expensive R&D to paint into a Sideshow corner.
Well,
no way, Jose.
Anakin, you know, or Obi-Wan got the box with the lightsabers.
Wasn't that from an existing Hot Toys? Wasn't that from the Terminator Salvation line? Even the RoboCop battle armor is a reissue from RoboCop on the chair, the battle damage earlier RoboCop.
Yeah, that is still the same. I know the base, the Iron Man base was a Terminator base reused.
There you go. And then the Doc Ock tentacle is just another tentacle, which it's cool. I mean, you can use it as an additional prop. But from what I understand, even the holograms, well, maybe the hologram would be unique, but how much R&D goes into that, right? Is that really probably for like Darth Vader, the Kenobi Darth Vader? I don't think I've ever. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm just wondering. Like, I don't know if these are gimmicks moving forward. Like, is every, you know, next week, next month, 3 months from now, is every release now going to be an exclusive with a special timed accessory? Is that something they're doing to combat resellers?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why they're all exclusives.
Well, and then in the title card here, they typically would list it on the top as, you know, exclusive or deluxe. They would usually highlight it right at the top, and I don't see that. I think like you said, they're going to be asking for $275, and they're going to have to provide. They're going to have to provide value, and the value here is probably going to be the die-cast shield. I'm assuming at this point they're using die-cast shields. That Gauntlet is unique. Very unique. We may only ever see this Gauntlet with this figure. We may never ever see it again. I mean, that's a possibility. That Gauntlet could eventually be tied. That's one of the reasons too. I keep looking at the Captain Marvel from Endgame. She has a Gauntlet that is unique specifically to her, and I don't like Captain Marvel, but the fact that she has an accessory that's exclusive to her gives her the value. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about the second Captain Marvel and her Gauntlet. It's unique to her. Yeah. So look, right now, no one seems to have the passion and the love for Marvel, but you know how this market works, Anthony. 5 years down the road, it could be a market rush for Marvel. You know, it could be everybody's in love with Endgame or Marvel or something. It flip-flops. It's just how it works. So am I saying to run out and pre-orders? No, I'm just saying, just keep it on your radar. That's it.
I'm sure people in the chat know, you know, Monica2 just messaged me and said, in China anyway, it's 250 units for Captain America, 150 for the Stormtrooper, and 1,700 for the Mark 46.
And those pre-orders are based for Hong Kong.
Correct. That's their allotment.
That's their allotment.
Yeah.
And it's always the U.S. allotment that's so secretive that all we could kind of do is speculate on what you're getting, because I've been down that road where Danoby. They're, the Hong Kong allotments are small and short, and yet we have Marty McFly 2.0 still sitting in stock, right? And that was supposed to be an exclusive. So look, Mario, I mean, what do you think, Mario? What do you
Hey,
what's
yeah,
up?
Bring in Mario.
What's going on?
Mario,
Well,
I got my milkshake. I'm drinking yours.
Ooh, are you now?
Mhm.
But mine's still thicker than yours.
Hey, you know what? it's not about the anyway. So we're looking at Captain America's, bro.
Yeah, man. Look, so I just, it's not a secret, man. I just finished watching Endgame and Infinity War not that long ago. Been on a Marvel kick lately, man, and I've got that bug again, and I started to miss all the figures that I sold off. So now that Marvel's on the low, I'm gonna capitalize. Kind of want to go back and pick up some of those figures, man. So it's gonna be a slow curation, bro. I'm not gonna.
I would have given you all of mine.
Yeah,
the timing
I know.
was wrong, right? The timing is
Exactly.
off. Now he's like, now I want to go get Marvels. I'm like,
no.
Mario, did you pick up this one, the newest one?
Not yet. I'm that's later down the list, but
okay.
I plan to. I mean, now that now that the Endgame line is still around, I just want to try to pick up everything that's around.
Just when you thought Endgame was
you are
over,
aware though. You are aware
know.
though of the brand new technology, the taller body, the flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like what Anthony pointed out, I didn't even figure it out. It just dawned on me. It's just the color. Even the colors of the suits are different.
They're different, exactly. The same with the new stealth suit. The stealth suit is lighter, right? It's not as stealthy. Go back and look at it. It's not the same shades as the original.
Yeah,
but the body looks much improved though.
Yeah, they could have lightened it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. They definitely lightened it up. But the proportions are much better in my opinion, man. So
well, I mean, look, I mean, no offense, but if we full screen that again real quick, if you can. If you guys see, like, the stealth suit there just is so dated. He just looks old.
It is.
And no offense to you guys who own it. It was great when it came out. Like, first Avenger Cap was awesome. And then I looked at it and I was like, why did I ever buy this? I can't even move his shoulders. Like, you couldn't. So there's a huge improvement. Look at the difference.
Like everything,
definitely.
Even like the way the chest with the newest one, I mean, it's from like a teen body to like a grown-up body. It's just completely different.
Yeah, the shoulders sit properly. They're rounded on the corners. It looks more natural.
Yeah.
Compared to the other one, the shoulders aren't so broad and squared off. Like Batman with a cape on in the 90s animated cartoon. But this
yeah. I confessed already, Mario. I'm like, he's coming home. I'm not going to day one pre-order him just because of my experience with the newest 2012 Captain America that I got at a good deal. Free ship, no tax. I got it below retail. I loved it, right? It was just a good friggin' deal. So I'm sold on this. And I tested Anthony already. He got it right. Do you see this as a reissue, Mario, or a 2.0?
No, this is a 2.0.
Okay, good.
There's nothing reissue about this. No, This is a 2.0.
All right. I just want to make that clear. I want to set that out in the waves. That way during the week, and I'm listening to streams, I just don't want to hear that shit. Oh, reissuing. This is not a reissue. Let's call it what it is, right? It's a 2.0.
No, it's 2.0.
It's a 100% 2.0. Thank you, Sean Smith. Danoby2, you guys going for the hot toys. I'm going after Super 7 Thunder Tank, free shipping at Sideshow. I got 3 of them. Look, Sean, you are brave. Thank God I am immune to Thundercats because Super 7 is creating some extreme. They're going hard on G.I. Joe, Turtles, man, oh man. Yeah, so I have 100% respect for Super 7. I'm this close to picking up socks from the new Lightyear film.
Lightyear?
They're vinyl, they're $400. To me, it just looks cool. So thank you so much, Sean, for the super chat.
So we just wrapped on my stream right now, and Riley was there, and he mentioned that I guess there's a post that these things are limited quantity right now. I'm assuming they're Hong Kong.
Came in.
And I just told Anthony, I do not deny that one. In fact, I expect it to be limited. But when we have 150 pre-orders, that means shit right now.
Yeah.
Well, so from what I was told too, it's $250 for Cap.
Yeah.
$150 for the Stormtrooper and $1,700 for the Mark 46.
So
in Asia,
the
numbers may vary a little here.
I don't even have to go super back into the Wayback Machine. I can just go back. Let's time travel a couple days. All I heard were collectors bitching about how dare Sideshow charge me for the Clone Trooper exclusive. What do they think, that I pre-ordered it? How dare they charge me and not give me the courtesy email, right? So that Mario, but wait, hold on, Mario, because I heard your 2 cents, Mario. I heard your 2 cents, and Anthony will vouch for me. Like, I gave you points. You actually had a fantastic rebuttal on that. You actually had it, and I'll bring it up because I was listening to you talk about that.
I
knew you were out there.
Yeah, I'm always listening.
He's always looking. He's like QA, man. Yeah. He's on the phone.
I'm always listening. And when you are a veteran Hot Toys collector, or even a year one Hot Toys collector, right?
Risk is part of the game. You want to sit in that chair.
I had to, I had to figure out how to use that meme.
Have to.
Oh, is that that's what that was?
Yeah,
that was Darth Vader, bro.
That was Darth Vader. Yeah.
Risk is part of the game. You want to sit in that.
Before the mask.
Yeah, before the mask. Right. Look, yeah. So I'm not gonna deny it. I see the labels. I know my own rules. Hot Toys exclusive. Danoby, what are you gonna do? I'm not going to day one pre-order. Is it going to be a small batch? It most probably is. The problem is that based on history, even the small batches can still sit and linger because we have 150 pre-orders. And
Marty
because
McFly
most
2.0 anybody?
What's that?
Marty McFly 2.0 anyone?
I just said
let me you know what though? I want to jump in though on you Danoby, because
go ahead.
People love the freaking hype. People love the hype. Everybody hates Boba Fett, and all of a sudden they want Arena Fett. You know what I mean? It was like this.
Mm-hmm.
The hype's there, right? So the exclusivity is kind of a new thing, so to speak, with Hot Toys, right? We can pretend it was exclusive back in the day when there wasn't many Star Wars when they first started coming out, right? Sure, they fly off the shelves, but for stuff like this, it's like, oh shit, I missed out on Arena Fett. Oh shit, I missed out on the clone trooper. So I think some people are going to be like, no, I'm gonna jump on this. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to, literally like FOMO. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to miss it since they saw what happened.
And you're right. And the FOMO, and then so they panic, they fall into FOMO, and then they forget about that they pre-order it, and then whether or not, I'm not defending Sideshow, if they forgot to send out the emails on it, right? I whatever.
Right. Who knows? Who knows what the hell they did?
Who knows? They're probably cutting hours at the warehouse, and they're probably, I don't think it was ill will. I just don't think it was intentional. I do think it was probably just piss poor management and cutting hours, because it just sounds like something that, well, yeah, when I used to run a store and you're trying to save a penny on the payroll, yeah, that's what you would do.
Why are they going to charge us now and not ship it yet? I still haven't received any movement yet.
Yeah, go ahead, because I actually agree with Anthony's theory on that. Go ahead, Anthony, because I agree with you 100% on that.
I think this was a way for them to combat like Toys Wonderland specifically. So, and what I mean by that is they got you guys a week early because they knew that Secret Base was going to be dropping them today on like the 8th or whatever day it is. Excuse me. They know they're coordinating with one another. So they charge everybody now the first week. Everybody's like, well, what the hell? Which I get, because they probably should have sent an email. But they're locking people in. I think they do that shit intentionally so that you are now reserved. And now this following week, here we are, released in Hong Kong. This week, you guys should, if my theory is correct, should start seeing shipped on your Sideshow invoices. Therefore, it completely eliminates, you know what I'm saying, any reason for you to go get it overseas.
Yeah.
That's my theory anyway.
Yeah.
But then with them dropping the Chrome Stormtrooper, that only brings back, you know, just the jabs that were received last week rather. You know, those wounds are fresh again.
Exactly.
All that just is brought back up again.
Boom.
So Sideshow hasn't really escaped anything.
There you go.
Well, the issue is they like wounded prey.
Yep. So they're still healing from their wounds. Now we're introducing 2 more Hot Toys exclusives. What are you going to do? And you're right, Anthony. They're a small batch. What are we going to? A month down the road, I didn't get the email. Well, then stop fucking pre-ordering it. Then if you can't handle the heat, right? Don't do it. Don't stop it. Then don't pre-order it.
Risk is part of the game. You want to sit in that chair.
I'm sorry. That's
no, you're right. No, you're right. But I still feel like, and I should sit down, or one of us should sit down, or 160 who are in here watching should sit down and read the terms of service. The little box that we check before we hit I accept. I have never read it. Because who does that shit? I mean, we really, you know, it's like, it's all legal jargon. Right. But there's probably something in there that just says we could charge you at any time. The emails are a courtesy.
Sure. But I mean, when you condition everybody over all these years to do that,
I agree with that.
And then suddenly pull the rug from everybody. I mean, you know, it's not that no one can really handle it. It's just the fact that, again, we get charged.
I'm going to argue with that, Mario.
They just sit on their shit for a long time.
They were crying over spilled milk the last several fucking days. I'm saying the end of the world.
Well, it is bullshit, I tell you. Mario's point, though, stands, right? You're conditioned. You're used to that email coming in saying, hey, you're going to be charged soon.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know.
Yeah.
At least
by all means,
courtesy.
we should also be responsible just to make sure shit is paid out beforehand, because I mean, us as season collectors know that some of these con exclusives can drop hella early.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and that could be the problem. We gotta go in knowing that.
Yeah.
But you know, still the fact they've already charged us. But then again, I'm still gonna keep saying it.
Yeah.
They're sitting on our shit, man. Don't mess with my money. Give me my shit. I mean, plain and simple.
There's exceptions to that too, though, right? I think the biggest problem for me, and I know we segue a little bit here, is that they did that shit, at least to me, and I'm sure other people, with Endgame Cap. Like, my money was gone, and Endgame Cap was like 3 months. It's been 3 months, right? Like they were like, oh, we're shipping soon, and then they charged me all the amount, and then I just waited like 2 or 3 months last year. I was like, you know, and then my buddy Jason, you know, you met up with Jason. Same thing happened to him. You know what he did? He canceled it, got refunded, because on the website it was like shipped next day. So he canceled, refunded his stuff, and just bought it again, and they shipped it the next day.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
For real.
Wow, man. That's incredible.
Look, I mean, it'll be a week with Sideshow, but it's not just Sideshow. TW is pulling that crap too. I had to wait almost a month before the 2-pack Boba Fett finally shipped. So an eye for an eye, I guess, right? You know? So
then Sideshow can steer the narrative towards them, but when they do it, it's okay. I mean,
it did not. So they charged me on the allotted time that was provided when I day one pre-ordered that, because that was a Star Wars Celebration, you know, within the month time. Would I have wanted a notice? Sure. Would that have changed my order? Because I guess some collectors, it was just too much for them. It was too much of an emotional baggage that they just ended up just canceling. Like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to put the ring on the hand to receive the figure. I want to break this relationship off, right? And and look, that's fine. But for me, I was always in it from the start of the race to the end. So would I have wanted it? Sure. It was a big, you know, showed up, and I was like, oh, I wasn't ready for this, but oh well, bring it home. Has it shipped yet? Is it bugging me? Yeah. I don't really have a place to put it yet, though, because I'm still waiting on my damn Max 140s to show up. So if it did arrive right now, I would probably just throw it in the other room in a box. I'm like, it can stay there until I figure it out. Yeah. So, but again, that's for me. That's how I curate my collection. Everybody's different. Some collectors are not used to that. I don't think it bugged Anthony too much. He knows. Most veteran collectors, I would say, speaking, maybe vouching for Anthony and even you, Mario, we're kind of like, all right, we'll deal with it. We'll kind of go, another issue. Another
shit
we gotta
happens,
deal with this, right?
But it's like it sucks though, and it sucks for a lot of people though who are not, prepared for that. Again, with to Mario's point, was that we are conditioned.
Yeah,
and Brother Cousins mentioned it too before he went on vacation. His most recent, acquisition was the Nightmare Batman Superman, and they gave him an email saying, "Hey, just like clockwork, hey, your shit's about to charge soon." So we have been used to that.
And you get points for that because that was you, Mario. You mentioned it out of the whole big debates was you want that courtesy so that you can ensure the funds are in the account. You said that. I'm like, oh, that's shit. Mario just pulled up a good valid point, right? When it comes to 2 years prior from when I was hitting my bonuses and stuff like that, and I had to really watch my money, I had to really rely on a credit card because of those unexpected surprises. That way I'm like, all right, I can get it on there and I can figure out I can do the payments, so forth, or I can sell something and so forth. But again, that's just I've had enough skin in the game now. I'm an old fart where I'm like, I know how to deal with this. I'm already proud of my pre-order list because I set my goal to shrink in my pre-order list. So I don't get surprises like this. I like to be in control of my spending. But this was a Star Wars Celebration exclusive, right? And I didn't want to deal with the wait list. I didn't want to deal with all of that. I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with all this. If I miss out on purchasing this Captain America at retail, I think I'll be fine.
Sure.
If it sits for a while and it's discounted, it's coming home. That's it. We have we're close to 150 pre-orders. Now, when I say 150 pre-orders, that does count the duplicates, meaning regular Vader and deluxe Vader. But nonetheless, though, I still count the duplicate SKUs because duplicate SKUs still affect the conveyor belt, the release system, how much labor is Hot Toys hiring, how many child labor kids are they going to need to paint those faces and so forth. If you have two SKUs, remember my whole motto is if it's two SKUs, the shit will sit 100%. Two SKUs or more, the shit will sit.
That Vader is 4 SKUs, bro. If you consider the exclusives, the exclusive for each one, the deluxe and the non-deluxe. That's insane, man.
So would this be on kind of yellow alert, maybe red alert? What do you yellow alert, Anthony? What do you maybe?
Yeah, I mean yellow alert, right? Shields are up.
Yellow alert. Yeah.
Sensors are at maximum.
Yeah, we have to. You want to monitor? Yeah, let's go ahead and just keep sensors monitoring the thing. All right, enough of this. Salt and pepper stormtrooper. Yikes!
I'm all in, dude.
Yikce!
I know.
Are you really?
Oh yeah,
really?
This is where Danoby and I are gonna butt heads. But
wow, no, considering your new focus, I'm actually kind of surprised to hear this.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's still OT. It's still Stormtrooper.
But it's not screen like.
No, it's not.
It's not on screen.
But there's cool parts to that, right? Yeah. Like I have vintage Fett. Well, he's not on the Empire Strikes Back shelf right here, but I have him up there as a standalone, Yeah. So things like that, I'm in. It's still OT, even though it's not.
So he's on the island of Misfit Toys. That's where you're gonna put this one.
The island of Misfit Toys. But to your point though, the Jump Trooper from Battlefront is in my A New Hope shelf.
Really?
Yeah. Because he still looks pretty dope. He still has that Sand Trooper-esque look to him. He's dirty. I think canonically in Battlefront it's like on Jakku or something, but I fit him. So I like stuff like this. I'm in.
Okay.
Are you in for this, Mario? Are you excited for
I'm in by default.
Okay.
Yeah, he's default.
Okay. So that's it. Am I excited? I mean, it's nice. It's shiny, bro. You know, all the new and shiny, of course, man. That we all get excited for that. It's a bit of a boring release, you know, in my opinion. They just slapped a chrome pin on it, whatever. But I'm in
problem. The problem the problem I have is the big giant fat horse pill that you have to swallow because they made it shiny and chromy. So now you're going to spend $300 because it's shiny and chromy and it has that sticker on the top left-hand corner. It's an exclusive.
Mhm.
So this is going to be, I mean, I think I told Anthony and a few close friends, I go, I think the biggest thing that annoyed me with the Chrome Clone Trooper is that it was a $300 figure, right? That's the gimmick. That's the shtick. I don't care if it's going to be a chase figure or Grail figure. It's that the exclusives gives them the right to gouge you. It's not only drinking your milkshake. Howard's going to sit right next to you. He's going to push you to the side, and he's going to start eating your French fries too. And he's going to go, "Are you done with that?" You know, that's the thing with this. I'm like, come on, Howard. You know, and then my
you know what the beautiful thing is though?
What's that?
You know what the beautiful thing is though? We get to tell them to fuck off. You know, if you don't want anything too, man. So no one has to have everything, man. You know, so we all have that. We all have that.
Yeah.
Well, here's my thing.
We all have that option.
Can you guys tell me, without trying to, bullshit me, what the difference is between this and the clone Chrome Trooper? Because everybody loses their goddamn mind over that thing.
Yeah.
And bought it.
Yeah.
Right? So how is this any different?
There's just the design of the trooper, man.
But now everybody's hating on this. Is it because they're biased because they grew up with the prequels and the Clone Wars?
No, bro. I'm biased towards the OT, man. You know this is my jam, but I think for me too, I think the Clone Trooper is also a bit sentimental. Just because I got to meet up with other people over there. So, Celebration of my first one.
There. It's a
it kind of stamps that monumental. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was fun. Right. I had a blast.
Yeah. So every time I see that on the shelf, I'm be like, oh,
that's the attendees of Celebration. You guys got to meet up, share an experience, come home with a memento. But the rest of the community.
Yeah, I can't really speak for the rest of the community, but for my, you do see that some people do appreciate the designs of the clones more than the actual OT. But everybody has their own preference.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just that we've seen so many of these, Anthony. We've seen the gold one, we've seen gold chrome, we've seen the brown chrome, we've seen the chocolate one, and the porcelain ones, and they're not on the aftermarket right now. They're not going for that much, bro.
No,
so this is just another one of
those. They're oddities.
They're just a little. They're a little over retail.
Well,
they're
I think
much.
the most.
I've seen them for like 300.
I think 400 is the highest I've seen for the porcelain.
Okay. So,
but everything's
more
around
of a high chase point. It's not double. We're not looking at $500 or anything like that. It's just more. Okay. So,
I just feel like, to Mario's point as well, like we don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not directing this towards anybody on the panel or even anybody in the chat. Just in general. Like, if you don't like something, you just don't buy it.
Absolutely.
I just never saw the point of others, like, crapping on something. Oh, this is stupid. It's like, well, okay.
No, you're right.
There's a ton of TV shows that are stupid that I don't watch, but I don't need to be like, or you know what I'm saying? So, like.
No, I agree. My only thing that grinds my gears is that bullshit, like, oh, $300. Because
they exclusive it, right?
Yeah,
but is it justified though?
Come on,
because it is kind of a unique piece, right? It's not like if they would have put out a Stormtrooper again and regular Stormtrooper, like the Stormtrooper Commander from Mandalorian, that too is a Hot Toys exclusive, right?
Oh, and it's still sitting there too,
right? $220, so that's a steal for that Stormtrooper with two guns, removable pauldron. Anyway. The point is, though, if that was a $300 piece, I'd be like, dude, what the hell? It's a Stormtrooper. But for me here, I look at it and I go, well, it's not a Stormtrooper. I'm like entering the Matrix here, right? I'm bending the spoon as you were, because it is
Captain
a
Phasma in her training.
Yeah,
it is a Stormtrooper, but it's a unique one-off special kind, right? And like you said, they do have the chocolate one and the gold one and the porcelain one, but that's relatively it, right? So they're not very common. If they were doing this shit all the time, like Black Series, I would maybe feel like, okay, I'm getting kind of annoyed that every month you're giving me some strange variant.
It kind of feels like that though, just because we're just coming out of the wake,
just coming out of Celebration and stuff.
Of the Celebration, and then the clone, Chrome
Too
Trooper.
soon.
Yeah, there you go. That's what
It's
it
too
is.
soon.
Is this a Beskar Mando situation? A too soon?
Yeah. I would. Yeah, that's a good analogy. I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's probably. I guess that's probably why it just leaves like just a really bad taste. Where, I'm for me right now, I would say no. I would probably say a heavy no. But if it sits and there is a respectable, reputable Hong Kong seller that has it in stock below retail with some free shipping and tax, I may be tempted to go to the dark side. But for now, I don't want this. I don't, simply because, I told you behind the scenes, Anthony, I'm still kind of playing catch up with certain Star Wars figures.
Oh, we all are. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting for the Endor speeder bike to go lower, because that's going to be my next big. That's a $500.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss out on that. I just don't.
But I see some people in the chat saying we should have probably waited till 2023 to release this for Celebration.
Oh.
I feel like I would rather. Yeah. I don't mind. I don't mind that it's coming off the coattails of this Celebration, because it just gives us another option, and then we don't have to potentially wait another year and a half if they dropped it next year or a few months after next year, or what you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind, because at the worst case scenario, if they're super exclusive, just dropping in the NRD's not going to break my back, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, because like Marty 2.0, as Mario brought up, that was badass to me, and the Armorer. You know why?
Yeah.
Because we didn't even know they were coming. They were announced, and then they were in my house in like a month. Which is way cooler than 16 months. So that's my thing. It sucks. It's like we're so used to Hot Toys being long-term wait.
I got to give Kaju Daddy here some points, because as funny as this sounds, at this point with this variant Hot Toys, we can get something stupid like this with this comment. A vac metals feedback. You had to get them like.
That's right. At this point, we could be getting Neon Tech Stormtroopers.
Oh, dude, please don't.
I mean, who knows?
He knows, right? I mean, nothing's off clearly nothing is off the table.
Anthony, with a Neon Tech Stormtrooper, would you be interested in that?
Here's the thing. There's that old saying that I forget. That's like, sometimes whatever too much is. I'm gonna pull like a George Bush here. I don't remember the damn phrase, but a little bit is good, and then sometimes too much. It gets to a point where it's too much, right? Yeah. Right. You can't get fooled again, right? No, it's like it's like, okay, these exclusives are neat, but like I mentioned a few minutes ago, if they keep doing them like monthly or quarterly, then it becomes annoying, right? Then you're like, wait a minute, now am I going to end up having 18 Stormtrooper variants? Where the hell am I going to put those? A shelf that's just going to look like a rainbow puked everywhere? Because that's all it's going to be. These weird different. So I don't know. There's too much sometimes, right?
Kaiju Daddy's getting even more creative with the Venomized Stormtrooper with red hair.
Oh, I'm all over a Venomized Stormtrooper, bro. That's a different story. You give me a Stormtrooper, or like there's the Death Troopers, which was a novel pre-Rogue One, where they were all zombies, and you saw those guys walking around in Celebration. That's from the novel Death Troopers, where they were zombies. So you give me a zombie Stormtrooper. they got me. They got me on that. They got me on a Venom. I mean, so there's something for everybody, I guess.
Yeah, sure. So it's a yes for Anthony, yes for Mario, and for me currently now, no. But I could be tempted by the power of the coupon and some free shipping tags.
That's if you get that luxury, but most likely,
I'm going to call the bluff. I'm not. I'm breaking my rules. I know it's a Hot Toys exclusive. Danoby, it's a limited batch. Give me
Someone should clip that. just because you're like, actually there's an addendum here, and if if it's a vehicle or an exclusive, then pre-order, and then
there
you're
you
like,
go.
Nah, man, I don't give a shit.
When it comes, look, vehicles are different, man. $800.
No, it's a different breed.
It's a different freaking breed, man. When it comes to vehicles, these little gimmick, tchotchke, shiny, chromey. Look, you got me. The Clone Trooper celebration. And again, that whole situation was different for us, Mario. That was like handshake codes and espionage, and we're trying to get more codes for our, for our boys back home. It's like, we need more codes, and you're sending the allies, behind the enemy lines.
We did. Totally did.
You guys did. You guys pulled through, man. Had to get the letters sent back home,
Yeah.
So, listen, make no mistake, Mando's next.
Oh, geez.
As popular as Mandalorian is, bet your ass we're gonna get a special Mando. I don't know when. We'll get one. He'll be all one color. He'll be all carbonized or gold or something.
Black
they're
Series
gonna
style,
do
rainbow
something.
Colored. Come June or July. It's like, Black Series is open. We accept everybody. How about our rainbow assortment? Mandos. I'm like, oh, come on, Hasbro, you're embarrassing me. Come on now, shareholders here. Come on now.
Right.
Gold Mando, GK592. I can totally see that.
Don't rule it out.
Saying, like,
no,
do something.
Don't rule it out. That's not even Kaiju. That's not even a joke, because it's legit. Every company now does it. So it's not even special.
Doesn't Disney do that every year with their droids?
Everything, droids, everything. Disney, they all have no shame. Apple, they don't care. It's all about, it's like, oh, we're open to everything. Buy our products. That's all it is. They don't care.
Yeah.
This is bullshit, guys. This right here is
trigger warning. Danoby's about to freak
right
out.
Right here. This
I
right
welcome
here
this one.
is complete, utter garbage. Complete, utter garbage. Because look, I have no problem with reissues given a designated allotment of time. Now, this is the Civil War suit, so people.
It's been 8 years, though.
Time. Huh?
It's been a long time.
That's the thing. So now we're going to get that. Now, I would say, all right, you're right. It is, once it gets released, it's probably going to be going close to 10 years. My problem with this crap is that nobody asked for it. Nobody did.
Are you kidding?
No,
have you not seen like
bullshit.
every post?
No, Mario, no.
Bro, come on.
Fake ass troll.
Come on.
Because the real market, the real secondary market, speaks for itself, right? And I'll show it to you, and I'll prove it to you, right?
I know. I've seen it.
You've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
You've seen it.
They don't go for that much.
It does not go for that much. So do you want me? I'll even bring it up. There is no reason why Hot Toys is throttling our pre-orders. You've now added an Iron Man diecast to the conveyor belt, 150 plus. God, how many slaves, how many children are you going to steal from encampments to build your toys, right? Look, these are expensive.
Danoby needs a hug.
These are, oh man, I'm so fucking. Here, look at this crap. Look at this. Hold on.
All right.
God damn it, Hot Toys, you piss me off on this crap. The secondary market, right there. Secondary market. These are closed auctions, right there. Closed.
Yeah.
Pre-owned, $5.99. Oh, but Danoby, we're gonna get it at more affordable. At what? $475, brand new. Whoop-de-friggin' do. $475. You add some shipping and some tax, you're still going to be breaking over $500, and you've now saturated the market on what used to be. This used to be a grail, right, Mario? I remember this used to go for $15.
This would be like $1,000.
This was a $1,500 grail.
Yeah.
But because everybody is because the market is in a tailspin, the market is spinning out of control. Oh, I got to. Did you hear everybody on Facebook and everybody on YouTube is selling Marvel? Sell Marvel, with their stock tickets at the old school 1935. Sell, sell Marvel. Unload all the shares of Marvel. Get rid of it. And so this is what we ended up with. So
I hope I didn't start that. Really.
Did you?
Because I was like,
No,
hey guys, I'm getting out of Marvel. Nobody was doing that shit. And I was
not,
like, I don't need it.
It's not. It's a collective symbiotic. And then I saw about Danoby on Facebook. People would post fake ass trolls. These are the same trolls that swore that they wanted the Christopher Nolan Batman Tumblr. And the last several weeks, I gotta cancel. I gotta cancel the Christopher Nolan Tumblr.
A lot of people did.
So look what happens. This is the shit we're dealing with right now. Between the stupid politics of TW ruining the market for everybody, souring the whole experience for everybody. Right? Oh, but you're getting a good deal. You're getting a good deal. But I don't want the figure anymore, Danoby. So I'm going to sell on eBay. I didn't get my money worth. Of course, you're going to get your money worth. You're buying shit from TW, discounted. You're selling it, within 30 days because you realize that Sand Tuscan Raider didn't do it for you. It didn't get you off.
All right, I'm getting a second one. I love that Tuscan Raider. But some people, right? You're right. They're like, what the hell?
Right?
And you're right though. You get up a point. $350 right there.
Look at that shit.
Mint condition. I mean, maybe who knows? But you know what I mean.
But they're all going to be. I mean, because and I'm going to tell you right now, Anthony, majority of these, even the pre-owns for $350, are going to be in stellar condition because up until the last year, these used to be grails.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say by mid 2021, when the market started getting dumped by Marvel, even in 2020, this was one of the crowning achievements. This is one of your nest eggs. If you wanted to sell, I never intended on selling mine, but
right, you need to get out of jail free card. You sell a Mark 46. Why
would you want to sell it now? My beef with Hot Toys now is that they've added. It's a 100% reissue, which I will argue with anybody. Nobody
doesn't have a head sculpt. Doesn't have a head sculpt.
Boom! Right there.
Different base.
I was
different
saving,
base.
I was saving
different
the
base.
frosting, Mario.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
You didn't think I noticed that, did you? Oh, I was about to.
I know.
I was about to no head sculpt. Mario, you drank my milkshake for because that was my right spunk on their eye. Like, really? You're gonna ask the collectors, 470 because it's gonna be close to 5, right? Every Iron Man die, right, Anthony?
No,
it's like
$500 without a head sculpt. Without a head sculpt,
bro. That shit's gonna be $500.
No, it's not. It's gonna be it'll probably be like 420, bro.
Yeah,
it'll be over 400. It'll be over 400.
Yeah, but I'm looking at tax and shipping.
Well, I'm adding tax and shipping.
I'm not. You can find it.
See, I do. You have to though.
No, you don't. No, you don't, man. Smart collectors, you know where to look, bro.
All right, yes. Okay, smart. Okay, look. And that, well, no, because that's not fair.
Time out. This is a Sideshow exclusive. You're right. You're absolutely right. This is only go through Sideshow only. Unless it sits and then it ends up elsewhere, which has happened before.
Right. But my point is not to say smart collectors, because a lot of that insinuates that the majority of people are not smart. They just may not be informed of where to go.
I would say
or they're comfortable with Sideshow, or they're inexperienced, whatever the case is. Being an exclusive, being an Iron Man, being oftentimes we as Americans are often short-sighted too, because we're not the only demographic. I love that. Well, I'm just saying we're not the only demographic here either, right? I mean, we all know Iron Mans are huge in Asia.
Yeah.
Hence the 1,700 run over there.
Yeah, versus 250 for Cap, right? 150 for Stormtrooper. So it's just, I try to factor in tax and shipping only because people typically do get taxed and shipped, so it's like the majority of people, they do. I mean, the majority of people have to, so you have to factor that in your budget. You're like, oh, if this is $400, what am I really paying? Right.
And the audacity too, that they don't even want to label it reissue. And I have a theory. Well, they're not calling it reissue because it's not 100% reissue minus the head sculpt. And they did change the base. So it's an exclusive, right? That's a Hot Toys exclusive. And again,
what makes a reissue a reissue?
Well, straight rip is a reissue.
Straight rip.
Yeah,
accessory for
Right.
accessory.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like the Mark
There you
1
go.
War Machine
Like
is
the
a
base?
straight reissue.
Mm-hmm. That's
It
a
even
straight-
has the
exactly.
banner on it that says reissue.
It's an exact replica of what we've already received before.
Yeah.
In this
well,
case,
so look,
the,
I mean,
the
look,
figure itself could be a reissue itself. Yeah, but the entire presentation, different MMS,
Yes,
not a reissue.
not
so
a reissue.
okay, not a reissue. It's a different MMS. It has a new base and it's lacking a head sculpt, and it's an
Mhm.
exclusive. So those are three clear cut signs that it's different than the original. Okay,
Mhm.
it's a 2.0. Great, but
Sure.
to Danoby's point, it's selling for less on the market, right?
Yeah.
So then why are we?
Get in it.
Why now? I
Yes.
guess I see your point because it further saturates an already saturated market.
Yeah.
Because that's what Hot Toys does.
If this was a diecast Killmonger,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be like, oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Right?
This is why this is, and like I said, there's a difference between troll comments on Facebook, social media, Instagram, or even live streams and so forth versus the secondary market, real analytical numbers. Nobody was asking for this. Nobody. The original one it went into pre-order. I did a little, it was 2014, right? From the Sideshow archives. And at the time, this was an expensive price. This retailed, no, I'm sorry, not 2014. This was a 2016 pre-order when the movie debuted. And this retailed for $345. So, because I was looking at some of the comments, I'm like, well, it's not going to, shouldn't break 450. And it may not because it doesn't have the head sculpt. So I'm gonna try to focus here a little bit. There's no head sculpt, but it is a Hot Toys exclusive. I still think this thing is going to retail for about $420, going off of the 2016 pricing, which was $345 on Sideshow. So I'm going to say $420. But again, even with tax and shipping, you're still going to be around $475. So you may kind of round the number to close to $500.
Here's my problem, if I could interject here, is that the clones, the Arena Fett, because Arena Fett is right around the corner, right? So we've got clones. I'm sure Chrome Death Trooper's right around the corner as well, right? If we're already getting shipments of Chrome Troop, these damn tongue twisting freaking these figures are quick turnaround figures with just rapid fire, boom, 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 right? Now, are these going to be the same? Okay, so now we're going to be like, boom, 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 they're ready to go. But then we're going to get hit with Bo-Katan. We're going to get hit with the Attack of the Blurgs. We're going to get hit with, whatever the hell is right around the corner, Batman and Robin, Cyborg. So then you're kind of like, oh, shit. It's a double-edged sword, right? Because on some, like I said, sometimes it's cool. I'm like, yeah, give me it. I would rather not wait a year and a half. But if they're going to keep hitting us, it's not going to be continuously, but you know what I mean? If these are coming quick, that's a lot of rapid, quick releases, right?
Yes. And the old rule of retail is that every retailer typically works on the traditional calendar year, January 1st to December 31st. And that's why, here in the US, we coined it, Black Friday, where, the day after Thanksgiving, everything goes on sale. Even Sideshow, participates, all toy manufacturers do.
Right.
Hasbro, NECA, everybody, they all do. That's right now, to me, that's my biggest fear, is how aggressive is Hot Toys and Sideshow as a distributor. How aggressive are they going to be towards balancing their books or cooking their books?
Well, this could be what you're talking about too. Maybe they're just like, throw it all at them right now because they're trying to meet a quota before the quarter.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Fiscal year. You know what I mean?
And if these are small batches, they may end up ready to ship, like the Chrome Clone Trooper, right? Meaning after a couple of months, right? Because Celebration was what, May, June, July, August. So
or it can be the same scenario as the what was it? The Stormtrooper Commander that we got from The Mandalorian, Hot Toys exclusive, was announced over a year ago.
Yeah, but we're in Hot Toys
wasn't-
2.0 land now.
We
We're in
are.
Hot Toys 2.0 land outside
right.
of a con. This is outside of a con, right? There's nothing going on right now that would warrant a quick release on this thing. But I think Joao did mention on my stream earlier that there is, I guess, there's a new store opening up somewhere in Asia somewhere where these could be in stock. Actually,
Is it a third
That
store?
could
Because
be-
there's secret based and there's
Yeah.
Echo based now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree. Yeah,
It could be some
people-
sort of
yeah.
pop up, so that could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern with that, and I would normally agree with Mario on that point, because this is outside of a convention release, like Wolverine, RoboCop, right? Those are not, they are exclusives, but they weren't dropped on limited numbers that we're aware of. This has been out for 30, 40 minutes, and we already have gotten info saying these are very low numbered exclusives, right? So that's where I'm tripping again. I'm like, does that mean they're quick release?
But that's all for overseas. But,
Yeah.
We just don't know yet.
Right,
We
right,
don't
but
know
they did
yet
that with
when
Marty,
it,
too.
domestically. Right.
Marty was
Exactly.
a low number,
Mhm.
and then we got Marty like that from
Yeah,
Sideshow.
it was
You know what
pretty
I'm saying?
quick. It
So,
was ready to ship. Yeah.
because I got Marty fast, bro, from Sideshow, like from announcement. I don't know. Look at my channel. Whenever I reviewed it, that was quick. That was quick. I was shocked. I was like, damn, Sideshow already has this. It's been like a month.
You got it from Sideshow?
Yeah, I got it from Sideshow. Yeah, I didn't first batch.
Which one?
Uh-huh.
Which one, Anthony?
Yeah,
The Marty.
2.0.
Oh yeah,
Back to
yeah,
the
it was.
Future
Yeah,
Marty.
it was very fast. You're right.
Very
That's
fast.
which is my favorite.
He was like
It was a new
Lando and
body.
Miles, like
Yeah, with the Einstein and
Yeah.
it's one of my
minus the year and a half wait time. He was super. That's what I'm saying. He was an
Yeah.
exclusive and super fast. So I just don't
Yeah.
know anymore. So it's like, can any of us give anybody a definitive answer? And if the answer is no, then
Yeah.
I'm inclined to pre-order these because if the ones I want, right? Because I don't
Well, the
know.
ones you want.
FOMO's real, dude.
FOMO
Isn't it?
is real.
FOMO is real, but FOMO does not give you the right to act like a child when you're crying, Hail Mary, how dare Sideshow collected my money, right?
Well, I mean, I get it. I get it. I
Ship
totally
my
get
shit,
that.
Sideshow. You've been sitting in my order for freaking
'Cause-
forever, bro. You took my
yeah,
damn money.
Mario was
Ship my
just-
fucking order, dude.
Like, but the point
Ship
though
that shit,
is,
man.
Yeah.
and Riley said it too in the chat earlier, and I agree with him because it happened to me. You guys know what happened to me, but I think that was a Sideshow blunder. I literally think I don't know what the hell they did, right? Because Arena Fett comes out, right, and we're like, oh shit, okay, there's 500 or 300 in Hong Kong. It's gonna be, and then Sideshow comes out and says, end of 2023 up for pre-order, right? Okay, shit, it's gonna be a little bit. Then on top of it, you can add 6 to the cart. So it was like a double goof up.
Yeah.
So then, and
Yeah.
it was the first day, dude, the first day. And I was doing a video for work. I could call it an excuse, whatever, we can call it whatever we want. But I didn't feel a FOMO. I'm like, oh shit, there's a year and a half and I can order 6 of them. This is gonna be the freaking Armorer all over again, or Midas Iron
Because-
Man, right? Well,
because
Midas
this
is
doesn't
one,
happen.
but right. So and then what happened? It freaking went waitlist that day, the first day. It kicked me out of the cart, bro. I my information. I hit next. I agree to these terms and services. I push, buy now, whatever, and it's like, your shit's been kicked out. Fortunately, my waitlist converted, so I got it. But you know what I mean?
The point is, this is Hot Toys 2.0, and we don't know the frequency of the shield to
Right, we don't. We can't modulate our shield
we
frequency.
can't
dude. We're
modulate our
like-
shield. Yeah, we don't know how to attack. Let me hold on, guys.
What?
Let me give Sean. Thank you so much for the super chat, $5 super chat. How much are you gonna love Boba Fett throne and Chrome Mando Luke Skywalker all at once? Going to be a bad Christmas. Look, Sean, it's not. It's going to be the nightmare before Christmas, because that Boba Fett on the throne was one of the ones I was calling bullshit with a lot of Star Wars collectors talking about, oh, I love Boba Fett. There's way too many Boba Fetts. Way too many.
Mhm.
What, we're 4 or 5 plus when you had the quarter pounder on there? It's too much. It's too much. The 2-pack is already starting to stink. I mean, I went on eBay and people are trying to unload it, pre-owned in pristine fucking condition for under $400. You're giving it away at this point. Once you get hit with all the eBay fees, it doesn't. Why did you buy? I'm bored of it. You collectors buy, and this is the thing we talked about too, Anthony. Like, they're buying it after a couple months, and it's kind of like buyer's regret. They're like, oh, I got my kick already, and I
that's
realized.
the thing. Like there are here now, and I'm not going to discredit. Oh, here's the problem. Here's the problem with collecting. We can't. We often will speak, but it's like it's not a blanket statement, right?
Yeah.
So like for me, for example, cool. Give me the Boba Fett's, right? There's a lot of people that are like, yeah, I don't care. Give me 19 Boba Fett's, I'll get 19 Boba Fett's. Look at Iron Man. You know, there's something for everybody in that respect. But then there's a majority of people, not everybody, but you know, the majority of people are what Danoby, what you guys are talking about is some people may buy into a hype. They get it. Oh, this is the greatest thing. It's going to be a grail.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you must get it. It's this head sculpt is amazing. All that may be true. Because the head sculpt's definitely fire. I'll never get rid of this 2-pack. But the point is, some people will buy into that and they're like, well, do I really like this character?
Yeah.
Maybe they grew up with the Clone Wars and the prequels and they're like, they're more into that. I've done it.
Yeah.
Then I've been collecting forever, and we've all done it. That looks pretty damn good. I don't even know what Alita is.
I've been using the Vulcan. You know, I've been focusing. I've been meditating because it affects me. But I'm just kind of like, you know, release all the emotions. You know, don't get because there's been a lot of good stuff. There's been even like I said this Captain America from the South. I'm like, oh, that looks good, but focus. You know, show no emotion. Real quick, Sean Smith, thank you so much for the second super chat. 50 points worth. All right, what do we got here? Let's get second topic here.
Lionel in Singapore says that these 3 announcements are only available to the VIP members of the collector store. So I guess it's there's only a select few that can actually get it.
So you don't think
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why. Okay. No, I'm serious. This is what we were talking about before, and I don't want to get into it on your channel. But this is another way. This is all this corporate espionage, this subterfuge, all this stuff that's going on. It's like, what can we do to combat these guys? Within our means, right? Oh, perfect. Let's start blacklisting regulars coming into the show or the store. Let's, like you just said, let's make these only exclusive to VIP pass holders, so that grandma and grandpa out there, you know, standing in line, can't get it. You see what I'm saying? There's things like that. That's interesting. Just pay attention to these things, guys. Everything's been documented on YouTube.
It is. Everybody's been talking about it. It's you know, it's all been said. At this point, with the amount of complaints that have been shared by YouTube influencers and then just the community being very outspoken, I am really still in awe and in shock as to why this retailer is still in business. I'm guessing they provide somewhat benefit to the remote collectors who don't have access to regular and trustworthy sources. Would be the only thing I can come up with. Because I've seen that argument. Well, I don't have access to blah 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 stores, so that's the only way I can purchase my figure. I'm like, really? I go, is that really the only? I mean, is if you have internet access, there's just so much other trustworthy, better choices to buy.
Well, yeah, but it's like, and people, you know, sit in chat and Bob and Clone Collector that they can, some of their recipients will have VIP access, but not every line member, right? So it's a battle of attrition that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on. So
it could be very well their end game. This could be it. This is the environment is changing. No company is safe from being pruned out of existence. This is something that I talked about with you on Dante's stream, that Eagle Moss, a well-respected United Kingdom company established for over 45 years old, boom, snap of a finger, they were snapped out.
Just Thanos, bro.
Just Thanos, yeah. I wouldn't even say Thanos. It was more like a Q snap. The way they
yeah.
That was more of that was a Q. I mean, they like what happened? What do you mean they're gone? Like what? Like you're like, what about the subscriptions? Like nothing. I mean, and they did it secretly. And my dumb ass, I didn't know. I'm like, oh, I haven't gotten my shipment in 2 months. I wonder if I should worry about that. Not realizing that they ran out of merchandise to sell.
With Eagle Moss too, a lot of that shit was slow to begin with your subscriptions, and then when you got life going on, and you're also in the hot toy world or wherever else, you don't think about that, right?
Don't.
And then you're kind of like, wait, it's like a friend or something. You're like, wait a minute, I haven't heard from this person in a while. All of a sudden, it just kind of clicks. Sometimes we just don't have that foresight.
My point is that I understand that there are collectors out there who have taken a leap of faith, given this retailer large amounts of money, anticipating their figures, and they may get their figures, they may not. I'm just saying, just be very, very cautious, because if anything happens where their website shuts down, or they're gone for good, or they've packed up, and you go to their location and they pretty much like a raid, and when the cops arrive at the warehouse, it's emptied out. You're like, our tip was for this warehouse. Oh, they must have got tipped off the previous night. So it's just be very, very careful. Hot Toys is not fucking around. I'm telling you, they're not messing around. We joked about it earlier, but they are out for one thing.
I love that. I love it.
I love it because that's how I feel now. That's how I feel with this. To me, I'm insulted. I'm insulted. Way too many pre-orders that are lingering, and Hot Toys, you're pulling this crap. Like, why? Well, Iron Man sells. I get it, but again, this is like beating a dead horse. You're neglecting your veteran collectors. Give me the shit I pre-ordered over a year ago. That's what I'm asking for, right? Yep. Don't do this crap to me where I'm trying to plan for the family's Christmas, and Sideshow decides to, and send out 4 invoices. I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't.
If you get an email for invoices.
That's if you even get it. That's if you. It could. They could be Merry Christmas. Here's your invoices, right? It could.
But come on, Danoby. That's what you signed up for.
I'm
pull up that Star Trek clip again, bro.
Which of the
risk is part of the game. You want to sit in that chair.
Mario, I've been making a killing. I've been making a killing by having the pawns go first. They're the ones that are screwing. They're the ones, unloading, sell Marvel with their stock tickets. We need that meme, Anthony. We need that. Everybody in the old school.
We'll do it. I'll do some tracking. I'll make one.
We got you.
Here we go.
Sell. With the newsies. Read all about it. Sell Marvel.
In chess, the pawns go first. Humans and their gun.
The pawns, man. The pawns. Let me give some love out. I think a super chat showed up. Samuel Shen, Howard Chan making wallets bleed and cry. Man, I'm telling you what, it's starting to hurt. I told him no. I go, Howard, no, I'm not in the mood tonight. And he's like, come on, you want the voucher, right, pre-order? I'm in the mood tonight. No, Howard, I have a headache. I don't want the pre-order, Howard.
See, it's all part of the plan.
I'm in the mood. Fine. Then put out. Then you go to Soso Toys. You go to Soso Toys and Toys there, or you go to that clown, Jazz Inc. and he make it for you. And it's like, all right, Howard.
Wow.
I'll put out for you.
Is he really doing this?
Quality.
With the accent and everything, bro.
You have a milkshake.
Milkshake, bitches.
That's Howard, though. He's gunning for everybody.
I'm telling you. And then the following morning when you wake up, you're gonna be like, like you were violated in that hot shower. How am I gonna afford all this? I need that Jedi Starfighter. She's gonna leave me, but I don't want to lose my Jedi Starfighter.
150, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of freaking pre-orders. But that's if everybody's buying everying, though, right? Like, how many people
Who's
are
buying everything?
Who's like,
come on.
Yeah,
I mean, for a while, I was. I was like, Jesus, what am I doing?
Venomized Iron Man. No, you got me confused with Anthony. I'm not buying it. That's
Oh yeah, I'm getting that one. That's me. I'm
Man.
getting that one.
Yeah. Samuel, thank you so much, by the way, for the super chat. Thank you so much. No, this is hurt. And like I said, to me, does anybody feel like the holidays are here? I know we're only in August, but I shit you not. I was Sam's Club, and these cats at Sam's Club are putting out the holiday. I'm like, come on now, slow down.
Oh, well, even here in Hot Toys land, it feels like it, because last year, the year before, and the year before, these are usually the moments, the lulls right now. It's like October, November, December, we get just the 1-2 combo, right? Or like April, May, June, and then it kind of slows down. Like we have 2 major hits, 2 waves every year, and then just the regular kind of steady releases, steady announcements, and then so right now this is kind of a hell. Even last year it wasn't this crazy, right? We had Celebration, we had Summer Showcase, and what instant releases did we really get? We got a Marty, we got an Armorer.
Yeah.
I think Cyborg Spider-Man, but not quite quick. He wasn't quite quick.
That took a while, actually.
Yeah, he took a while. So I don't know.
Yeah. I can't be the only one like crying inside, right? Because I'm just like, oh, she wants to go do a trip with the kids. I'm not gonna squeeze the budget, but I gotta get my toys already. Because look, I'm very honest. The family always comes first, whatever the kids. But at the same time, I don't want to lose my toys. I want to get my, and I don't, and then like, what's inbound? Like Doc Brown, Western. Well, that's early next year.
Well, Doc Brown is early 2023, and then the Westerns are like Q2 2023. Okay. Which still irritates me to no end that I have this Marty and
the Boba Fett on Throne you mentioned earlier. That's coming up. That's around the corner as well, along with some other Star Wars figure. Bo-Katan is coming up, or it should be, amongst a few others.
What's all these fake ass cats talking about? Oh, Bo-Katan doesn't look good. I'm gonna cancel my pre-order. Watch, Anthony. Watch it. Take my words. Watch when these female.
It'll happen. There will be a lot of people doing that.
They're gonna be like, it doesn't look like her. It doesn't look like.
Do you think that's why she was delayed, though? I'm curious. I think maybe they're reworking the sculpt.
Possibly.
My whole argument, like, I'm buying them anyway. I'm like, they're bounty hunters. But again, that's me. I'm a little bit like, I would prefer the helmets. I'm not so big.
Yeah,
like if I have an option, I'm not so sold on the whole helmet and the head sculpt. The head sculpt, it has to look like Katie Sackhoff, and she looks like a man. I'm not buying her. I'm not buying that. That's not Katie. She looks like a dude. I'm like, what? Put the fucking helmet on. Shut the fuck up.
Right. No, I'm half and half on that one, right? Because I like the helmets. Mandos.
Yeah, some of us display the portraits on them holding the helmets too, man. So when we're paying this kind of money, for these things, we're gonna want as close as like to perfection as possible, right? I mean, don't no one want no half-ass freaking figure along with the shit sculpt.
Yeah, I won't disagree.
I agree. That's why I didn't order Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
personally, I was like, I'm good.
I'm still on the fence on that one. I'm still on the fence on that one. Funky Cold Santa, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Look, Funky, we're trying. Look, we got 3 old school veterans here. I don't want to deal with this. When I'm on Anthony's or whoever's panel in October, you kids are out there crying. They charged me on the Chrome Stormtrooper. They didn't send me the email. No, I don't want to. No, don't pre-order it. Don't. It's 150 plus pre-orders out there. I don't know how we're going to.
Yeah, if they keep doing it, that's the problem, though.
Yeah,
it's not the problem. Is that they're not shipping them. That's the problem. They're taking my money and not freaking shipping anything. That's the problem.
Like I said, I'm gonna see. Like I'm theorizing that they're gonna ship this week, but that may not be everybody either, right? That could be like waves and then next week. And if it turns into that kind of shit, I'm totally with you on that. You know what I mean? But if this is like a regular thing now, right? The next 50 figures, there's no warning emails anymore. That's a problem.
That is a problem. That's a huge.
You know, terms of service or not. That's gonna. People are gonna be gambling.
No, it's not. It's not a problem anymore. Pull up that clip again, bro.
Are we all?
Risk is part of the game. You want to sit in that chair.
Risk game.
Do we all want to sit in the chair though? Is the question.
Yeah,
that's it.
Are we all captains?
Yeah.
I trek through the stars.
Yeah, I've been like I mentioned earlier. I'm proud that I've made an aggressive effort to shrink my pre-orders. I have maybe 6 or 7 pre-orders through Sideshow. The Cyborg, all the Back to the Futures, the DeLorean, which I'm probably going to want to switch into payments because I know that's going to be a nasty little hit when that son of a bitch drops. So I don't like unexpected surprises because I like to keep my funds open for the unknown. And again, the unknown is Kickstarters, HasLabs. What if Mondo Tees decides to do a timed pre-order on Battle Cat? Those and I'm going down the Mondo Tees, He-Man, and those figures are blowing up. They're blowing up. It's a different thing. But Mondo is doing it different. I wish Sideshow and Hot Toys would do it. Put timed pre-orders, meaning you got 7 days, you pre-order it. If you don't, you're out. I wish because it's working brilliantly for Mondo Tees, and all of their He-Man figures are freaking grails on the secondary market. All of them.
X06.
All of them. Even X06. Once they sell out on Sideshow, it's the same thing. The Picard, the Data, all of that. Those are grails already. Sean Smith, again, dude, thank you so much for the super chat. Howard Chan, go to your side. Look, right now, I am terrified of Howard Chan. He's coming off like an abusive boyfriend. Right now, the relationship I have with Howard Chan is that if me and him, we went to the pet store with our dog, I would want to slip a note to the front desk. Hey, he's being abusive. He's taking all my money. You know, in a little secret note. That's how it feels right now. That way, when we walk out of the pet store, the Sideshow cops are waiting for Howard. You know, and I'm free. That's the anxiety I feel because it's like I want to get this because I know if I don't get this, I'm gonna forget or I'm gonna miss out because there's a lot. Because us veterans, Anthony and Mario, we know 3 or 4 years down the road, it'll be the stupid ass figures that'll be grails. It'll be something stupid like the Tusken Raider. It'll be like the Tank Commander. It'll be something just stupid. It's always
boom, all those. They're just gonna be like money.
Yeah. It'll just be there you go. Yeah, look at Martin. Look at that. You know. Yeah. It used to be like that for Marvel until there was a run on the market. You know, I used to be, you know. I hope they don't release a Chadwick Boseman on Black Panther. That's one of my last.
This.
Oh, they will. No, you can count on that, bro. That's coming. Yeah.
Dude, this Emperor is still hot. The Royal Guards are still hot.
Oh, these ones down here?
Yeah, those down there. Those shit. This whole damn cabinet's fire. You know, it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, like I said.
I know.
All of that.
I know.
Oh.
Myra and I over here measuring dicks. I mean,
don't get me. Don't get the camera. Hold on now. What?
I know, right?
Hold on. What are we doing? We were adding. I'll start bringing in extra. I'll bring the second cam. I'll start bringing in. This up. Thank you so much, Riley, for the $10 super chat. Credit Hanjian. These 3 announced figures are Shanghai Flagstone store exclusives, and is ready for stock for pickup today. Is that confirmed? Is that legit? Once they go up on Sideshow, I wouldn't wait to pre-order them if you really want it personally.
Damn it, Riley's getting all riled up. FOMO.
No, Riley, I don't. Wait a minute. Is Riley a youngling or a Padawan? What's his Jedi ranking? What's
he's a Padawan.
He's a Padawan.
But he does his research and he's come through with a lot of sources that have been correct.
All right. All right.
So he's not just a year one sitting
I'm
there
tell-
with 2
I'm-
D-tops behind him with
Yeah.
one figure each. Like he's credible.
Yeah. All right. All
So
right. I gotta
Riley.
keep you on your toes, Riley. Look, if you I'm gonna let you into the council, but I will not give you the rank of master. All right. Well,
That's right.
I mean, but again, Riley.
No, we know what happens to that. He's going to turn to the dark
There you
side.
go.
We don't want that. He's going to start shilling for Toys Wonderland. No,
Riley, thank you so
kidding.
Oh,
much. Riley gets it. Riley gets the points. It's not fair. You can't bring me into the council and not make me rank up. I look. This is bad. I am like I said. To me, it feels like we're in the holiday. I know it's only August. I know it's Anthony's in Arizona. I'm in Las Vegas. It's hot as shit. It's humid as crap.
It's so hot right now. Even right now.
Yeah, I had to get up earlier. I'm like, it's too damn hot in my room. I just got to lower.
I'm complaining for like 93 degrees and like freaking 70% humidity out here, bro. So.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, but no, it's been a mess. It's like I said, I just dumped a lot of money on that whole Tomy Enterprise shenanigan. I mean, that Anthony I think did too. He didn't want to miss out on that. That's the problem. You want to give, as a collector, you want to make sure you have emergency padding, emergency funds, because I know there's another HasLab coming out, which I don't think it'll interest any of us. It should be the Ghost Rider, I believe is what it is. Ghost Rider is going to be the next HasLab, and I think the one after that should be Transformers. But I think we're going to get confirmation on that New York Comic Con, because Hasbro's going to be there, Mattel's going to be there, Hot Toys is going to be there, Sideshow's going to be there, and if I can swing it, I'll be there too at New York Comic Con. Probably not for the 4-day event, but I'll be there to cover it. And that's coming in October, right? New York Comic Con is going to be in October.
I think October, right?
Yeah. So again, I'm hoping, going back to this guy right here, I hope it's a limit. I hope it's a small batch. I hope it's been premium. And you know what? It logically, it probably would make sense because there's no head sculpt. Head sculpt has always been the most labor intensive, right? Everything else is probably machine printed, right? Die cast parts. They still have the original tooling. This particular suit was used again for Mark 47. So it's gotten somewhere in the printing presses, right? It's got the 47. It was so popular in the 47, they decided to reissue the damn thing. And now it's sitting there, right? The Spider-Man Homecoming Mark 47 suit, which is
That's
there.
sold out now, isn't it?
Is it?
Finally
I didn't think it was. I don't know. Is it sold? Somebody wants to. I thought it was still sitting there. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But that's my biggest gripe right there, is that that like Hot Toys is taking away conveyor production time from the figures that we've been patiently waiting for. That's my. If we didn't have a lot of pre-orders, like, I get it. Right? I understand. Iron Man is what pays the bills. Iron Man is what keeps the lights on. This is going, almost 9 years. And it is a Hot Toys exclusive. And I am very well aware that there are Hot Toys Iron Man collectors that collect every Iron Man suit, regardless, specifically in the Asian market. I completely understand.
The 47 is gone. Waitlist is completely full.
Okay, so it's done. Okay, good. All right. Yeah. So maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it's not the end of the world on this one. So going back to Anthony's point, it could very well FOMO sell out, or it could, but we just don't know. I don't even know how to help the audience anymore at this point. I like helping people. I don't even know how to even provide help.
Well, I do. Here you go. So if these are already announced and released in Shanghai and they're for sale, then if any 3 of these figures you want, you need to jump on it now.
Oh.
And that's just my opinion. Only because if they're now out, right? They just announced them and now they're on sale in Shanghai.
Okay.
That means, and they're very limited. Just don't take the chance. You don't have to buy it outright, but
if
just
you really need it, if you really want it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you don't need to get, don't buy these because they're exclusive. Then you're in the wrong game, right? But if you love Iron Man, dude, get on that shit. You love this Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna as soon as it pops on Sideshow, I'm just gonna pre-order it tomorrow. If it comes up tomorrow, I'm gonna pre-order right away. I'm not messing around.
Yeah.
Because
and make
what
sure
they've been showing.
make sure you have that Club 33 Hot Toys card too, man, just to get in to buy the damn thing.
Well, you know, I mean, this is the new, you know what I mean? Now maybe next month when it's just the regular old announcements. Like I did not pre-order Wolverine or RoboCop yet, you know, things like that, because it's not.
Yeah.
Now, if RoboCop just came out, it got announced and was on sale already in Asia, dude, I would not, you know what I'm saying? Those types of situations, you just don't want to mess out on. You just don't. If you want that figure.
Yeah. I hate promoting this, but I have to agree with Anthony. It has the label on it, and that is part of my rules. It is doesn't have that stupid. I hate that label. That's serious. Yeah,
no,
yeah. I hate because he's right. He's right. You know, it's that stupid Hot Toys exclusive label. PJ Paradox Nerd, thank you for hanging out. Grand Inquisitor will be coming out soon. She-Hulk figures, Wakanda Forever figures is never ending. Don't forget reissues. It's a storm. It's a storm. But again, if you really want this, and it does show up on pre-order tomorrow on Sideshow, don't sleep on it. This is not part of the formula that I follow. It's labeled as a Hot Toys exclusive. This is probably going to be a small batch. It may sit, or it may go into waitlist rapidly. So, but again, for me, this is about the only one I probably, because I'm going to think about it. I'm going to sleep on this tonight. That Stealth. I'll do a little bit more research. I'm going to reach out to my boys in Hong Kong, my good trusted sources, and if the Bothan spies, you know, if their information that they're bringing back is accurate, I may probably pre-order the Stealth cap, because he does look badass, and I've seen the value. I've witnessed, I've experienced the value in a 2.0 body with the tailoring that you can get the articulation. Plus, you may not see it now, but that battle damage Thanos gauntlet, man, oh man, I've seen accessories sometimes go as much as I'm telling you. I'll give you an example. Thor from Age of Ultron, the glow hammer, I sold it separately for $100. Sometimes the accessories, I sold it separately, $100 just for the glow, because that the Thor from Age of Ultron came with two hammers, a die-cast and a one that glowed in the dark. The glow in the dark one was I sold $100, and I don't even think I offered free shipping. They pay for shipping. So I'm just to me, that's based on my experience collecting. Sometimes not all the time. Sometimes parting, when you part a figure to, you sell accessories. Sometimes accessories have just.
Oh yeah, look at eBay. I mean, you can look at any figure that gets parted out, or there's reasons why Toy Anxiety exists, which is a shop that's right down the street from me. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys knew that. But, Toy Anxiety is just a few miles from my house, and there's a reason they do that. Any new figure that comes out is all parted out, and you make, whatever, $400 or $500 on the parted out figure. Yeah. It's just, you do a few of those, because some people just want parts, and
that's it.
That's like you said.
That is it. That is completely it. So hopefully we did our due diligence here, and it's stranger tides. These are uncharted waters. So I can't wait to see what they're asking for this. Once it does go up on Sideshow, it'll be we can do we'll do a part 2 if you're free tomorrow after 6, Anthony. If it goes on pre-orders, I'll jump on your channel so that we can break down what the status is. It should.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
it may be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we'll see the prices and
Yeah, I should be free after 6 p.m. ish tomorrow. I should be. And then hopefully, assuming that they're going to pre-order, let's talk about the current, what the current pre-orders is, what the price will be, and then what the aftermath is. Because most of us, like I said, these drops came in early, right? 9 o'clock
Hot
our
drops.
time. Yeah.
What is the drop? The Clendu, what the hell's that damn drop?
They
Starship Troopers, man, which is just coming down, man. Like
it came out early, right? At 9 o'clock. I was like, you text people were like, I was gaming. I was like, oh god damn it. And remember I like just call me and I was like, oh, this is gonna trigger me. I gotta do a stream. This is gonna mess with me. I'm annoyed. And the biggest annoyance is this guy right here. It is Mario. I hate this shit, Mario. I know we should.
I get it, dude.
It pisses me.
I get it.
Because, there's just so much already on the conveyor. To me,
exactly, and that's why I don't like reissues for that same fact as well, just because it's delaying everything else that needs to come down the pipeline. However, I recently sold mine that I had, and I'm starting to miss it, to be honest. So when I did see this, I'm like,
wait a minute.
You can have this as soon as next month.
Are you? Wait a minute. You said it earlier, and I didn't really focus. And I ignored it, but. Are you dating Marvel again? Did you go on a date?
Yeah, man. I recently did, man. Recently had like a little been reunited a little bit.
Oh,
I kind of reached out, said hello for a little bit. We had a nice conversation.
Dangerous.
She gave him that look. That
Marvel
was in his eye.
Marvel, she'll take your wallet. She'll
not.
Yeah.
But I've got to focus. I only need her just for like a couple months, and I'm good.
All right.
That's all it is, man. I'll drop Marvel and just stick with my love.
You say that until she's just got you wrapped around your finger, dude.
Nah, bro. Nah.
I'm strong?
Good, bro.
Are you strong?
I'm good.
Can
You know this.
Yeah, I don't know this because you left and now you're back. So
yeah,
no. It's I have a vision.
I mean, last time I hung out with you. You're like, me and Marvel are separated. I'm in the new house, and the Star Wars kids are over here, and I'm going on. And now you're talking about. Now you're talking about.
Sometimes rekindling old flings, man. It happens, Can't deny it.
No, I'll give you
exactly.
That,
Blackbird, friends with benefits. That's exactly what it is, bro.
It's bonkers. All right. I think I'm gonna end it. This was fun. This was hopefully we provided some good insights. Otherwise, if I don't end it now, we'll go down the politics of Sideshow and TW, which I think I made it pretty clear I'm on Sideshow's part and Hot Toys' part. So there's no reason to day one pre-order anything from any Hong Kong reseller. Hong Kong resellers, if they've proven themselves to deliver a product right within a reasonable, meaning it ships in a reasonable time, keep using them. There's quite a few of them out there. It's a shame that TW seems to be the one that's souring the soup. It's just making it worse, and the whole playing the victim is just, it's funny. It's a joke. It's Anthony, it's toy business, right? It's not toy friends. It's
true.
It's what are you doing for me now? What are you doing how are you helping me curate my collection? What benefits, Mr. Retailer, if it's not Sideshow, if it's not GN Toys, KG Hobby, TNS Figures, how are you taking care of me? Now, I should probably disclose this though. They all know who I am. I've never advertised, but I guess because my name is so unique, they all know I am Danoby2. So, but that apparently didn't really matter for TW because it still took 4 friggin' weeks to ship my 2-pack Boba Fett. But they've all, it's just something I've always.
But even so, even regardless, even of people who are just members of the community, like Tim Cent, right? Toys Buying Agent.
Yeah.
He's been nothing but like great to people. KG Hobby,
Tim
Kit
Cent.
Chen, 16 Kit. Like those are
great.
Those are trusted people, regardless of if you're, you know what I mean? Yeah.
If I had to score them all in a report card, let's say I threw them all in and I had to grade them, and no promotion, no sponsorship. I've never, they know who I am. I've never done anything not promoting them, but my A+ would actually go to GN Toys. Yeah. Yeah, I would give them the A+. But I've never done any sponsors or anything. I think I've only partnered with KG Hobby and Line Rock Toys, which Line Rock Toys is, I've been getting a lot of good deals from them. If they're listening, hook me up, a coupon or something. But no. But other than that, though, it's and even TNS figures, they had a slow shipping stump early in the year, like a shipping allow, but they're back shipping things on their schedule. Yeah, and then again, I got suckered by well, not suck. I mean, my weakness is coupons and the best deal I can get for a figure. That's how I can, I don't care about getting things once they drop in Hong Kong and paying $800 for us. That does nothing for me. It's about curating my collection. That's what it is. And who's going to provide the best deal? And I had never purchased anything from Toys Wonderland ever, but they did have the 2-pack Boba Fett for $244. And I, clicked on it. And it was over a month ago. I haven't received the set yet. It wasn't after a couple multiple emails. I reached out to them. I'm like, look, if you guys don't ship this crap to me, I'm just going to, alert my credit card company and claim fraud. And following day, they finally shipped it with the shipping notice actually providing updates now. As a customer that's spent a lot of money, I shouldn't have to do that. I don't have time for that crap. I work too hard, working long ass hours and days.
Oh, I agree.
Time.
I don't think anybody should.
Yeah, I don't have time for that crap. So let's just, suffice to say that'll be my first and last purchase from that establishment. So I can speak from experience, and so far it's not going very pleasant for me. So that I can share a legitimate, and I don't know when the figure will show up, which is fine because I have those 2 Boba Fett's. Those are intended for a Fison skit. I do intend on taking those to the Mojave Desert. Still too damn hot. Hopefully by late September, early October, I can go out there.
Yeah, right around Halloween, it starts to cool down.
Yeah.
At least here in Arizona. So I know you're not. Yours are just slightly cooler, but not by much.
Yeah, and if it's still too hot, I'll find a desert location over by Lake Mead if it hasn't dried up by then yet. So. Because they keep finding dead bodies over at Lake Mead. Every time the water recedes, they find another body that was tied to a cinder block. From the golden days of Vegas. That's where they all.
True.
Oh yes, Clone Collector. Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a glorious video. It's going to be good. I'm gonna end it quick. I'm not gonna say goodbye. Anthony, would you commit to a stream if the pre-orders go tomorrow? Let's do a part 2 on this because it seems to be
cool. I mean, are you gonna be home by then too, Mario?
Yeah,
I am. I've committed to Dante's stream for tomorrow night, but
what
after that, if you guys are still young,
this is early. Isn't it?
This is at 5. So probably, if you guys want after that,
I should be free.
So maybe we'll do like 7:30.
Yeah, give me a 7. Yeah, give me 7, maybe even 6:30. But I can do 7. Just count me in. Assuming, let's hope that the pre-orders come out because I definitely, we as collectors look at these figures once we have a price, and I like looking at the price with the tax and the shipping. Like, how bad do you want these? So, and who knows? Maybe it might go on the wait list by the evening tomorrow if the pre-orders go out tomorrow morning. So, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, did I miss anything here? And share the pain.
The pain runs deep. What do you know of my pain? Let us explore it together. Each man.
First time?